Welcome to my bedroom. I've come in here so that we can be a little bit more intimate, a little bit more private, and we can talk about something that I believe affects every single person who's been touched by trauma. In every single conversation that I've had with people all around the world, one thing that is completely unanimous is that relationships change. And so I really want to talk about it. I remember my consultant of my rehab came in and spoke to me about just on my week of discharge, just explaining that basically that my relationships will probably be affected by my trauma. That many of my relationships will stay the same, possibly just strengthen a bit. Some people will just come out of the woodwork and just suddenly want to be friends. That's a really common thing. And some people will just drift away or not be present at all. Given the amount of people that had sort of been visiting me and supporting me, he acknowledged that I was probably going to be okay and ultimately I'd be really supported, but he just said he wanted to let me know these things so that I was sort of prepared for it. I sort of thought as if it would change that much. And it was inevitably true. My relationships did change. The reality is that some people did freak out and didn't know what to do and didn't know how to talk to me or connect with me. And I understand because I was in a very different physical situation to what I had been previously. So communication was different. My ability to speak was literally different. Our ways of communicating and connecting was completely changed. And I really believe that some people didn't know how to deal with it. And so some people did sort of leave momentarily. I got them back, talked some people back in. I feel like I always understood that people were just afraid and that they didn't know what to do. And sometimes burying your head in the sand is easier than dealing with what's actually there. I guess I've got to be honest and say that eventually my relationship with my partner at that time did break down or up. I don't know what you call it. We'll break up, but you know, it was kind of down. Our dynamic inevitably changed and I think we drifted. I think that it is really understandable that we would both sort of change and become quite different people. Therefore, the relationship moved and we needed to move with that. I think this is so hard to talk about. Basically, the dynamic changed. I changed, he changed. It was a very formative time of both of our lives and things changed and we needed to move on. What was amazing about the breakup, though it was really challenging to suddenly feel like I was, I guess, on my own. Not on my own, I still had friends and family, but I guess my partner was no longer going to be there. That was incredibly scary and I sort of went into overdrive pretty quick. That's kind of, I guess, my personality. Like, I'm going to fix things and I'm going to be able to learn how to drive and figure out how to do things and I'm going to get independent, I'm going to get fit. And so it was a really great instigator as to, you know, furthering my recovery and optimizing my recovery and for him to have a good life and, you know, move on with life. So heaps of positives came out of that breakup, though it was a very, very challenging experience at the time. I didn't know that I could find a lot of gold out of that breakup for many years, but ultimately I definitely did. Through time and healing and finding purpose and remaining positive and letting feelings flow, I feel very healed. Moving on from that, my relationship with my family changed a lot. I was always close to my family. I'm the youngest of, there's 6 of us all up with mum and dad. My family have been so supportive and, you know, flying to and fro to see me in hospital whilst I was in a coma for ages, when I woke up, and all through my recovery, helping me walk, helping me do everything, cleaning me, washing me, sucking stuff out of my trachea. Though I know it was an extremely confronting situation for them for a very long time, particularly whilst I was out. They were all tried and tested but ultimately we've stayed together, and I've felt incredibly supported by my family, and I feel very, very lucky and privileged to have that unit. So what is so important about the relationships I have now? The relationships I have now are... they're so good. They're really real. I feel like for years I've been... Oh, sorry, I'm like leaning on my arm, and this isn't my great arm. Even though it's my good arm, I feel like my relationships are so much better because I'm so much more focused on having really truthful, sort of authentic connections with people. And because of that, that sort of only amplifies the opportunities in each of my relationships. So I am only more grateful for the experience of the trauma that has united us, that has also given me the perspective to really, I guess, give my all to relationships and really be with people and really appreciate people that are with me and are present. This is a bit of a touchy-feely vlog. Some people have, completely changed and met the love of their life because, their whole value system and their core belief system has completely changed. Some people have relationships that have gone all the way through it and they've only strengthened in a partnership. A lot of people have gotten closer to their families, and that's no surprise. And I know some people have their families, they might feel, some people feel more isolated. And I think there's many variables of what we all feel, but I want to know how you feel so that I don't feel like I'm the only person talking about relationships right now. So I'm going to shut up and hand it over to you. If you want to talk about relationships, or if you like talking about relationships, of course, be honest. Please, be brave. We're in it together, so let's talk about it. I don't know what else to say, but I look forward to talking to you soon, and I'm going to stop talking now. Goodbye.